Welcome to the Dove Show. I appreciate you guys, man. Check me out.
I caught an L at a young age, stretched out. Getting 24, homie, I got 5 out. Now on YouTube, trying to get a paper route. Coming till you know the deal, we on some grown shit.
What's cracking, everybody? New video. Today, I'm going to tell you a YA story. California Youth Authority. This story takes place in 1990. I had just gotten to Paso Robles, institution in Paso Robles, right? Paso Robles had just built what you guys here in the prison genre, you guys here in California, we have 270s. They had just built a 270 design building in Paso, in YA, right? The difference was there was a wall completely down the center, and they had cut the building into 2 buildings. Arroyo, which was the fish tank. That's what we call the new arrival tank. New arrival building, they call it the fish tank. Next to it was a unit called Pismo. So that building was just a couple months old. We're there, full of a bunch of YA knuckleheads, right? To go to the chow hall, all the units would walk to another area where the chow hall is, right? Now, when you start walking in there, there's a narrow hallway, okay? And it's kind of like, you know how when you go to Disneyland or something, there's those rails, and so people are like line up like this, and then it's like a snake, it goes like this, and then it goes this way to go into the chow hall, right? So on the day in question, the day this incident occurred, I was already in the chow hall, seated, and the majority of the Raza was already seated. The majority of the Mexicans were already seated. Well, there was a white dude, a skinhead, and he was at the door. There was an officer or a counselor that used to work there, crazy dude, by the name of Bruce, right? Always running his mouth. Well, Bruce was standing there at the door where you go from the hallway into the chow hall. And the white dude, the skinhead from San Diego, had hair, and he had his hair slicked back. So supposedly Bruce looks at him and says, you one of them white boys that thinks he's Mexican, huh? He shouldn't have said that. That should have been a comment he kept in his head, but he said it. Oh, you one of them white boys that thinks you're Mexican. The skinhead looked at him and he said, fuck no. I'll never want to be a spick. Right? And then Bruce just got quiet, I guess, and, the skinhead walked in. Well, the way prison is, and especially YA, people like to see action. So someone came and told my Sally, who at the time, he was from Conoga Park, I'm not going to say his name, shout out to my Sally. That was his building. He was in charge, right? And they ran to him and like, hey, man, and I don't know if it was a crip, I don't know, more than likely it was. But he was told, hey, man, this skinhead disrespected you guys. And there was a Mexican dude right there, one of your people, and he laughed about it. So my Sally was like, what? Okay. So my Sally tells me what happened. And YA, it's different than the joint, so I can talk a little bit more about stuff. And YA, when something like that happens, when you get disrespected, you have 3 days to get off, right? After 3 days, it's no longer in your hands. So my Sally tells me, and he goes, we're going to give this vato from. He was from Eastside San Diego. He said, we're going to give this vato 3 days. And after 3 days, then we handle it. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And after the 3rd day, my Sally tells me, hey, we're going to talk to the white boy. So we're sitting down And my Sally tells me to go and call him over, right? So I go and call, hey, Holmes, hey, we want to talk to you over here. This dude got up, he was really with the racist activities, I'll tell you that, because he looked at me like I was scum. And he was like, he knew what he had said, so he walked over, boom, and he sat down all crazy, and he just staring at my Sally, looking at me like, what the fuck are you guys gonna do, right? I'm pissed. And my Sally asked him, hey, you know, what happened the other day? You know, I heard this, and that. And he was like, yeah, I said that. So what? And again, I'm just like, what? Long story short, that dude said, I ain't apologizing. I said what I feel. And he got up. Oh, and he said, and do what you guys got to do. And he got up and he walked back over to where all the whites were at. They were sitting on the staircase. And my Sally looks at me like, we're going to get him. So then he goes, call the other vato over here, the one from Eastside San Diego. Call him over here now. So he came over and he was like, hey, you know, the other day we caught wind that this dude said this. And he goes, oh, yeah, he did. And he goes, my Sally tells him, we heard you laughed about it like it was funny. And he goes, well, I know him, you know, because the skinhead was from San Diego. I think he was from the Boot Boys in San Diego. And he's like, I know him. He's just like that. And my Sally's like, it don't work like that. Nobody can disrespect us like that. And it's cool. We don't laugh about shit like that. We get off. And he said, but since you have a problem getting off, we're going to go ahead and handle it. And when we're done, we're going to get at you. So he was a big dude. He starts, no, wait. You could see the fear in him. Like, no, I'll go do it. And it was like, it's already out of your hands. And the homie's like, it's already out of your hands. Eh? You know, we're taking care of it. So they wind up running yard. Why I was in shower shoes, I do not know, right? But where the day room is and where the yard is, there's a short, skinny, it's only probably like a 8 feet long corridor, little hallway, right? Between the yard and the day room. Everybody was out on yard and day room. And there were the Raza were playing handball right by the door. And there was a bunch of us in a row. And my Sally comes through and he tells me, hey, go call him. Tell him the counselor wants him. I said, all right. And my Sally went back through to the day room side. So I walk over and the whites were actually in the corner at the basketball court. They weren't playing basketball. They were just, you know, like tossing the basketball, bouncing it back and forth to each other, talking. So I start heading over there. I don't remember the guy's name, but it was like Cesaris or something like that. The skinhead. So I yell, hey, who's Cesaris? And he turns around and goes, I am what? He was with them. I am what? I said, fool, don't be getting crazy with me, man. The counselor told me to call Cesaris. Whoever the hell Cesaris is, I was just talking to him. He said you were next, man. And I turned around and I walked back to where, because I wanted to be in that hallway. I knew we were going to get him in that hallway. This dude is pissing me off. Every chance he gets, he's damn disrespectful. So I get back and I'm leaning against the fence. He's got to walk past a bunch of us and go into that hallway. As he's coming, as soon as he passes me, he's got a few more steps to get in there. And I look and I saw that the woods were actually coming over towards us like they knew, like something's not right. We're going to help him. And I came off the fence and I walked towards him and I said, hey, this don't have nothing to do with you guys. Get back over there or else it's going to be all of us. It's going to be all of you. They looked at each other like, fuck it. They walked back to the corner. I turned around and I could see the skinhead had just stepped in the hallway. My Sally and two dudes from Eastside San Diego come through, boom, and block him. He like stopped, and instead of running out there, he put his back against the wall, right? And my Sally's got his finger in his face, and he's doing all this to him. And you know, when you're in stuff like that, like I wanted to be the hero. I wanted to be the one they told the story about, right? So in my head, it was like I was walking fast, but I didn't want to run in there. I was walking as fast as I could, and I was thinking, I'm not gonna talk to him. Whatever they're talking about, by the time I step in there, we're done talking. In my head, I was like, I'm gonna knock him out. Excuse me. As soon as I stepped 1 foot in there, I heard my celly say Viva la Raza, and we'll let you slide. And the skinhead said, fuck the Raza. And my celly uppercutted him, boom. And then that's when I hit him, boom. I don't know if my punch put him to sleep or rocked him, or if it was the combination of both punches. But believe me when I tell you, he was a ragdoll there. And it seemed like if we would have stopped punching him, he would have fell to the floor immediately. But our punches kept picking him up. It was like it was a trip. But you could just see blood was squirting everywhere. His face was busted up. And, you know, those of you that have been in those violent rages, you know, I was in an extremely violent rage because of how disrespectful he was. I blacked out. And I do remember the doorway to the day room. There was a table there and it was all Crips there. I'm pretty sure the dude that was sitting like in the best seat was the one that told my celly what happened. He was like the head dude for the Crips at the time in that unit. And it was funny in a way now even when I think of it, then it was hilarious to me. But the Crips were watching and they were saying, damn, that message fucking that white boy up. They fucking him up, right? And I remember hearing that as I'm getting off and we're all getting off on him. But then I remember hearing, oh, he killing him. Oh, he killing him. And then that's when I got pulled off him. I didn't realize everybody had already left. Some went into the day room, couple went into, there was 5 of us on him. I think one went out to the yard, the rest went in the day room, and then it was me, and I stayed on him and I was stomping him out. And it was finally my celly came back in and pulled me off and was like, that's it, homie, that's it. And I remember nobody wanted to be around me. They were like, get away from me, get away. And I was like, what the hell's wrong with everybody? They were like, hey, fool, you're going to get us busted. Get out of here. And I looked and I had blood like all along right here. I guess from when I kept punching and blood was like my hand had a bunch of blood in my sleeve all right here. So I took it off and I threw it over the fence and I was like, we got away with it. We're straight. I went and I looked and I saw him get up and he was like, you could tell he couldn't walk. He had his hand on the wall trying to steady himself, and then he started walking in. And the guy went straight to the counselors. And that's when they ran everybody in. And that guy, as tough as he thought he was, when he went to give his statement in the DDMS office, which is where you catch more time, where it's a level A and a level B in the youth authority is similar to a 128 and a 115, which is the write-ups that you get, right? Level B is like a 115, level A is like a 128. Level A or 128 are more minor counseling chrono type things. Level B and 115, that's when you can actually catch time, get new charges, all that. So we all got, I got caught. I got told on. Another dude that had nothing to do with it got told. It was a trip. Put it like this. Old tough guy went in there and gave a 4-page statement. And in his statement, he said there was originally 6 of us. There was actually 5 of us. He said there was originally 6 of us, but he was beating all 6 of us up. So 20 more jumped in. And we barely got him. So anyways, that's the story that popped into my head today. Because I know a lot of you say that you guys like the YA stories. And I think you like them more because I can get into more detail. In the prison ones, you know, I'm very limited on what I'm willing to talk about. But I don't know what the damn lesson of this video is. You know, I don't like to tell a story without a lesson. Maybe this one is. You ain't as tough as you think you are. There's always somebody tougher. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Stay safe, stay smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.